If your soil looks lifeless, cracks when dry, turns muddy when wet, and refuses to grow anything no matter what you add, this isn't a nutrient problem, it's a biology problem, and nearly 200 years ago, gardeners fixed it without compost piles, store-bought fertilizers, or modern tools. This forgotten soil method doesn't feed plants first, it wakes the soil itself, and once the soil wakes up, everything grows differently. Let's get straight into it. Why dead soil stays dead. Dead soil isn't empty, it's silent. The microbes are gone, the fungi networks are broken, water runs through instead of soaking in, roots suffocate instead of spreading. You can add fertilizer all day and nothing changes because fertilizer feeds plants directly, not the living system that keeps soil alive. Gardeners in the 1800s understood something we forgot. Soil isn't dirt, it's a living engine, and engines don't run without ignition. The forgotten 1800s method. Long before bagged compost existed, gardeners used what was called soil infusion. It wasn't composting, it wasn't tilling, it was a liquid biological awakening. They took partially decomposed forest material, soaked it in water and poured life back into tired ground. This wasn't about nutrients, it was about reintroducing microbes, fungi, enzymes, and organic acids directly into the soil profile where roots actually live. This method worked because it copied nature instead of fighting it. Forest floors don't get dug, they get infused. Rain pulls biology downward, roots follow, soil transforms. What actually wakes the soil? The power of this method isn't the leaves, it's the microorganisms living on them. Old forest material carries bacteria that unlock minerals, fungi that rebuild soil structure, and protozoa that regulate nutrient flow. When diluted in water, those organisms spread rapidly through dead soil, colonizing pores that fertilizer can never reach. Once established, they start converting locked nutrients into plant-available forms. They glue soil particles together into stable aggregates. They improve drainage and moisture retention at the same time. This is why the change feels instant. You're not fixing soil slowly. You're switching it back on. The exact formula used. This matters. Too weak and nothing happens. Too strong and you stress the soil. Use 1 full gallon of loosely packed, partially decomposed leaf material. This must be dark, crumbly, and earthy smelling, never fresh or green. Add it to 5 gallons of clean, non-chlorinated water. If tap water is your only option, let it sit uncovered for 24 hours before use. Stir the mixture thoroughly for 1 minute. Then let it soak for 12 to 24 hours. Do not ferment it longer, this is an infusion, not a brew. After soaking, stir again and strain out the solids. Apply 1 gallon of the liquid per 10 square feet of soil. Pour it directly onto the soil surface. Do not spray foliage. Follow immediately with light watering to help it soak in. That's it, no additives, no sugar, no turning, no compost pile. So, why is water the real carrier? Well, water isn't just about dilution here, it's actually about transport. You see, it carries microbes into those tiny microspaces between soil particles where air and roots interact. This is really where dead soil fails, because those spaces collapse. Infusion, though, reopens them. Gardeners way back in the 1800s understood something important. Dry soil repels life, but wet soil, yeah, it invites it. The goal isn't saturation, it's penetration. What happens after application? Within days, soil texture begins to change. It darkens slightly, it smells richer, it holds moisture longer without becoming sticky. Roots begin to branch instead of diving straight down. Earthworms return because food chains rebuild quickly once microbes arrive. Plants respond not by growing taller immediately but by thickening stems, deepening leaf color, and increasing resilience. This is soil health expressing itself. Why this beats composting for dead soil. Compost improves soil slowly from the top down. Dead soil often can't wait. Its structure is broken deep below the surface. Infusion moves biology downward immediately. Compost feeds later. Infusion rebuilds first. This is why old gardeners used both but always started with infusion. They woke the soil before they fed it. How often to use it? Apply once at the start of the growing season. For severely damaged soil, repeat after 4 weeks. More is not better. Once microbes establish, they multiply on their own as long as organic matter is present. After that, simple mulching keeps the system alive. Common mistakes that ruin results include, well, using fresh leaves, which introduces decay instead of life. Over-soaking creates anaerobic conditions that harm roots. Applying to dry, baked soil without pre-watering prevents penetration. This method works best on slightly moist ground. Never mix this with chemical fertilizers. Let biology stabilize first. Why modern gardeners overlooked this? This method disappeared because it couldn't be sold in bags. It doesn't scale. It relies on understanding soil instead of replacing it. But it still works because soil biology hasn't changed. We just stopped listening to it. Why this fits today's gardens perfectly. With compacted beds, exhausted raised gardens, and soils damaged by chemicals, this method is more relevant than ever. It doesn't mask problems, it reverses them. So, closing thoughts. If your garden feels stuck no matter what you try, don't add more. Awaken what's already there. This 1800 soil method isn't a trick, it's a reset. And once you see how alive your soil becomes, you'll never treat it like dirt again. If this helped you see soil differently, subscribe to Soil Sage Chronicles for more forgotten wisdom that still works today. Share this with another gardener whose soil needs waking up. The ground remembers what we forgot.